Perfect.
It's time for the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Blake Sloan, one of the top real estate agents not only on the Grand Strand, but in the world. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, The Wall Street Journal, NBC, and many other publications. And now, the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan.
Welcome to Blake Sloan Real Estate Show. Brand new show this week. Back in the studio. I was actually out of town last weekend, but brand new show this week. Tons of craziness going on. All kind of craziness going on in the real estate market right now. We have the brand new macro market numbers in from last month, and they're very interesting to say the least. Had one of our first months of decline. We'll talk about that and kind of what that means. It's not too bad, but definitely a decline in sales. We'll talk about kind of what is causing that, and huge news too in interest rates. Interest rates skyrocketed again this past week, hit a new record here for the last 12 months and a little bit longer than that. We'll talk about what's happening interest rate wise, but good news is still so happening. Definitely even new pending deals are smoking hot, which is really good. Also, take a little time today to look at some quick and easy touch ups that you can really do or add that will add a tremendous amount of value on the back end that are super, super simple. A lot of our clients do that, a lot that we kind of help them do. And we'll kind of look at that. We're also coming into that spring market. So if you're looking to sell at the right time, that time is now. We have so many buyers coming that we've been talking to for months and months that are really planning to come in this month and next month. They've been stalking properties, kind of searching them, looking at areas. And our team's just really got so many appointments booked already for people who are coming down from up north who've been planning this as a part of their spring break or spring trip. To come to Myrtle Beach and actually buy some stuff. So if you're thinking about it, we'll talk about in today's show why the next few weeks in that spring market is very, very good in that aspect. We'll also get some national data, help decipher kind of what's going on, what to look for, what happens in terms of inventory, with interest rates going up, and just kind of dig into that. And also, as usual, some amazing success stories. Our team's been absolutely crushing it, setting new records for sellers, getting a lot more money in their pocket than they think they could, and really outselling everyone in a couple of different neighborhoods. And we'll talk about that here in a second.
First time and you're not sure who you're listening to or what you're listening to, it's the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show, hosted by, of course, Blake Sloan. Blake Sloan has been called the Real Estate Whiz Kid. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, Wall Street Journal, Realtor magazine, other national publications. You may be seeing him on TV with NBC and also with Fox Investors Morning Show. You've heard the personal endorsements here by Sean Hannity, also Barbara Corcoran, Gary LaVox. Put them all together, it's just totally unprecedented. Now, that's one thing. But the other thing is that Blake has trademark systems for both home sellers and home buyers. They are trademarked, so we can't give you all the details, but more than happy every week to tell you the most important part of that system.
Yes, and I think that's really the DNA behind the show. And why we do this show, we've been doing this show for maybe 10, 12 years now on this station. And the reality is it couldn't be more important really than it is right now in terms of the mistakes that people make and really consumers make when it comes to real estate agents. And they make this huge mistake of thinking that all real estate agents are the same. And it could not be any further from the truth. Just like any doctor, any lawyer, right? If you're charged with a crime you did not commit, the last thing you want is some part-time attorney who's a friend of yours who just got, their law license and has tried a few cases. But for some reason, they don't demand that same level of excellence when you're dealing with your largest asset, because most people think that agents are all the same. And again, couldn't be any further from the truth, because the reality is the single most important variable that determines your failure or success as a home seller comes down to one thing only. That thing is the agent you choose, period, right? Not the wall color, not the grass quality. It comes down to the agent that you have and really how they actually execute from A to Z. Because when you sell a property, there's 118 different variables from A to Z. If each one's handled correctly, guess what it does? Puts money in your pocket, the property gets sold. If anything's handled incorrectly, aka they drop the ball at any point. And right now the market's so hot, there's so many different nuances and things that really can cost you a lot of money, down to the day of the week that you listed. The quality of the photos, the order of the photos, does your agent actually answer the telephone? How long does it take them to respond to a web inquiry online? All these things that really make or break the sale. And what happens is a lot of those balls get dropped, costing you, the homeowner, your hard-earned equity. And a lot of times, in this case, in this current market, I see it every week, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. It makes a difference in terms of what they're putting in their pocket on the back end. And so they're really, one big thing we notice is that a lot of agents just operate the same way. And the average agent in our marketplace sells about 4 homes a year. There's not a whole lot of money to market with selling 4 homes a year. And also, there's not a whole lot of experience of understanding the pace and the reality of the market when the average agent is selling 4 homes. And so I really noticed that, everyone kind of does a three piece. It's kind of been the case for years and years. I grew up in the business, saw it, I see it with friends across the country. Most agents, they do the three P's. One, they promise the world to get the listing, meaning they tell you anything and everything that you want to hear to get the listing. It could be pricing it too high, it could be telling you all these things that are going to happen that don't happen, whatever it is. We see that happen a lot, right? Second thing they do is they put it into MLS, which means they take some photos on their phone or maybe with a decent camera, pop it on MLS, and then they just pray that someone else brings a buyer. Meanwhile, they're down the street trying to get the next listing so that they can actually survive in the business. And unfortunately, that's just how it's worked for years and years and years and years. And so when I got in, I noticed that and saw that and said, look, there's got to be a better way to get these things done and really get a predictable result on the back end. And it's something that really was a big challenge for us. And so we said, look, there's got to be a better way. And I sought out, designed this program called the Guaranteed Sold System. The only proven system sells twice as fast and for up to 20% more money than traditional methods. And it works very, very, very well. And it's something that we did to get predictable results for our client, but do one thing that's most important is give them a huge competitive advantage. So we designed that, like Dave mentioned, trademarked, and we have a system that really, especially in the current market, a system in place that we've really kind of perfected to launch in a certain date, a certain time, with certain things that can drive up this auction type effect and get maximum dollar for our client and allow buyers to compete against each other and drive that price up. And so on the flip side, though, guess what? It's very, very difficult right now to get a house and get a house at a decent price, if you can even get it at all. And it comes down to you have to have an agent in a process that has experience that can help navigate what's going on at the highest level. And so we have the same system there for buyers. It's called the Unfair Advantage Home Buying System. Get you priority access to the absolute best deals, foreclosures, distress sales, desperate sellers, the absolute best negotiation when you're coming to purchase price, as well as negotiating on the home inspection, and help you get to that closing table successfully. But right now, the stakes are higher than ever, right? The market's higher than ever, which means more mistakes happen as speed of a game, right? So you have a sports game. As the speed increases, mistakes happen more often. It's the same exact thing that you see right here in our real estate market. As the speed has increased, you see more mistakes over and over and over again, especially when it comes to somebody who's inexperienced and makes those big time mistakes cost you big time money in the back end. So if you want to know more about that, how that works, our system, keep listening or call me anytime, 843-808-SOLD. Take a quick break back in a second. Wondering how to capitalize on the best home selling market we've ever experienced in decades? Hey, it's Blake Sloan at my company, the Sloan Realty Group. We want you to feel success in every step of the process. You've likely heard many of our friends recommend us.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran.
Hey, it's Sean Hannity here. There's only one real estate agent I trust if I needed to sell my home. I'm talking about Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group. He has an amazing team working for him, and he doesn't miss a single detail. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Blake Sloan in Myrtle Beach. And if I needed to sell my home in Myrtle Beach, well, I would call Blake.
Hi, I'm Clay Travis.
I'm Buck Sexton.
As investors in real estate, Buck and I both know exactly what to look for to find the agent with the best tools and marketing to get the highest sales price possible for a home.
Totally true, Clay. And here in Myrtle Beach, that agent is our friend Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group.
Get in touch with us now at 843-808-SOLD, 843-808-SOLD, or BlakeSloan.com. That's BlakeSloan.com.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm excited to connect with Blake Sloan, the only real estate agent in Myrtle Beach that I recommend. You offer several options to home sales, which really takes away the stress.
That's right. For sellers in a time crunch, we can agree to sell it by a certain date. They capture a home or even rent.
That's great. And if the seller has a bit more time,
We use our proven marketing plan to sell it for the highest price.
work with my friend Blake Sloan and get your home sold on your terms.
Welcome back to the Blake Sloan Real Estate Show. Great stuff there in that. And also one thing, reminder, we have so many different programs right now that can help you in terms of speed or process or how quickly you want it sold. We can have it sold obviously very, very quickly. But one of the main concerns we've had lately for a lot of people is, hey, I don't want it to sell too quickly. And I think that's something that we, may have people think sometimes. And we've done so many cool things in terms of what we've been doing for our clients right now. We've gotten 6 months. They can stay after the sale to allow them to take that cash money from the sale of their home and use that to be able to be a strong buyer on the purchase side, which has been a huge, huge thing for us right now. So they sell their property, the buyer lets them stay back in it for X amount of months. We negotiate that on the front end, and we're always able to do that based on what your timeline is. So if you're curious about that, or if you're kind of concerned, like, man, I want to sell, but I don't want it to sell too fast, we're always able to design the strategy around what your needs are. And that's something we're very, very good at. Even in some cases, we can negotiate a lease back for you. We've been very successful in just allowing, hey, look, we'll sell this, close this, and allow you to stay in the property for X amount of time, really at no cost. And so it's all case by case basis. But the coolest part is we're very, very good at what we do. And so we're able to make sure that we use that leverage right now in the current marketplace to, one, get you the maximum amount of money, but two, make sure that you have the ability to make good moves and good decisions on the back end because you have the leverage. So if you want to know how that works, reach out, call me for sure, 843-808. So one thing we'll look at real quick is the new market numbers. Very, very interesting to say at least, kind of what's going on. They're just around the press. We had, month after month of great sales and things going on. So if you look at last month, though, single family resale homes, there's 467 sold last month, which is a 1.9% drop from the same month last year. And if you look at the difference with December, here's kind of crazy. December had 684 closings. It dropped down in January to 478, and now we're at 467. So in essence, we're seeing our third month, really second month in a row of decline. And so we want to make sure that we're kind of watching that. A lot of it has to do with inventory. It does have to do with the overall interest rates that have been, rising very, very quickly. Some people pump their brakes. And so, the home seller, I want to kind of keep that in mind. I don't foresee, right now, the real estate market seeing a huge, huge decline based on the real estate market. Obviously, we know there's a lot of chaos out there, geopolitically everywhere. And so the reality is, from a real estate market standpoint, it is softening here just a little bit. And just keep that in mind as we go into it. But I'll tell you, if you're thinking about maybe cashing out, take some chips off the table, maybe a great, great time to do that. The good news, though, is sales price is also up. Sales price last month up 19.5%. Right now, the median price on the Grand Strand, $340,600. Overall average sale price also up 12.5% month versus month at $412,827, which is great. It almost hit our all-time high. Our all-time high here was in September of last year at 416,485. It dropped down for a couple months, and now it's climbed back up to 412,827. One thing we're seeing drive that, obviously, is inventory. Inventory has been record lows. Right now, we're less than 1 month of inventory, which is what they call a super seller's market. And it's also an inventory crisis because there's just not hardly anything out there to sell. And way more buyers right now, especially in a market like us, which has been one of the hottest in the country. And people are moving here in droves from other areas. And so you're seeing that drive up price as well. Right now, 0.9 months inventory. And it's, obviously a new record low in terms of where we've been at. The previous months have been at 1.0, 1.1, 1.2. Right now we're at 0.9 months inventory, which is a 43.8% decrease from the same month last year. And so very, very interesting numbers here overall, just kind of looking at. And one thing you've been seeing is a lot of just buyers coming in looking at property, aka showings per listing. Showings per listing this last month were up 16.9%. So a huge influx of buyers coming in this past month, averaging 8.3 showings per listing across the entire MLS, which means, the hot listings are getting double, triple, quadruple that. And so what you're going to see is you're probably going to see an increase, a bump in sales here once this month's numbers come out and the future month. We've been tracking every week the new properties going to contract. We were listening past couple of weeks. We talked about that. We saw a huge increase in terms of new properties under contract in late January into February. And we're seeing that this month as well, which I think will hopefully have us a little bump in terms of numbers. We'll watch that and see what happens. Other thing we're looking at into condos. Condo sales been smoking hot in terms of numbers overall, up 3.5% from the same time last year, which is good. It has declined, though, since November. So November, 728 condo sales, December, 662, January, 571, and right now, 559. So if you look at the month versus month trend, right, in order there, it is declining a little bit. Again, a lot to do with inventory overall. The good news, though, median price still up through the roof. Check this out. If you look at the overall monthly increase of average sale price, up 31.9% at 236,504. If you go back to January last year, it was 199,725. So a significant jump there in terms of equity. A lot of people we're running into have a lot more equity than they think they do, way more than anything online, right? The online valuation tools are almost obsolete at this point because the numbers are moving so fast. You can usually, with the right strategy and the right agent, you can get much more money than that on there as well. Right now, median price up 33.2% in last 12 months at 200,500. So big increase there. Also, inventory, a new record low inventory for condos right now at 0.5 months inventory. check this out. Inventory is down 82.1% right now, down 82%. And so if you're thinking about selling, like I mentioned, one of the hottest times always for sellers is the spring market, right? When things start getting back to normal, weather starts being good, people are coming in town. You can see even now locally, we have a lot of things coming up this next week with the car show, all kind of stuff going on. And so you want to time that to that spring market. And it's a very, very, very good opportunity because so many people have been watching, sitting back, and they combine their trip with their purchase. And so that's what we're seeing the next few weeks. So keep that in mind overall as well. Into showings per listing, huge jump, 42.3% increase in showings per listing, which is what we call buyer traffic. And so it was at 5.7 in December. Right now we're up at 7.4. And looking at versus last year, for example, in last January is 4.1. Right now we're at 7.4. And so what that means is there's a heck of a lot more buyers right now looking, and you're seeing a lot of that traffic come in, which is a great, great time to sell overall. One thing though that to look out for is interest rates. We have a new 12-month high, and even back to 2019 pretty much plus in that scenario. Right now, a 30-year mortgage is a 4.28%. Last show, it was 4.09%. We did see it bounce around a little past couple weeks, but up to 4.28% in terms of interest rates right now as of today. A 15-year fixed rate, 3.53%. 30-year FHA loan, 3.75%. A 30-year jumbo loan, 3.75%. And a 5-year adjust rate mortgage right now, 3.68%. So you're seeing that climb up. What that means for buyers, obviously, it's a little more difficult to qualify. Your debt to income ratio, a lot of times you may qualify for less, or you can buy the same amount of house, but it's going to cost you more per month. We did see somebody recently who did a new construction home, and the rate started jumping up from where they initially made the purchase of the new home. They hadn't closed on it yet. Rates jumped up. Their payment went up almost $400. And so you definitely want to be aware of that. If you've been on the fence, been watching that, been thinking about it, you definitely want to keep that in mind. And also, as a home seller, it does hurt you as well because less buyers can qualify for your property as rates go up, and obviously they may be at that threshold. So if you know more how it works, I want to know really kind of what to do as a home seller or home buyer, reach out to myself, my office, my team. We're here ready to help you out. 843-808-SOLD. We'll take a quick break. Be right back in a second.
Here as investors in real estate, Buck and I both know exactly what to look for to find the agent with the best tools and marketing to get the highest sales price possible for a home.
Totally true, Clay. And here in Myrtle Beach, that agent is our friend Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty Group. If you need to sell a home and buy a new one, ask Blake about his guarantee.
Get this, Blake guarantees to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or he'll buy it himself. And since you know when your current home will sell by and for how much, you can buy your next home without worrying about getting stuck with 2 mortgages.
There's simply no other agent in the market who has a guarantee that will line up against what Blake Sloan can offer you. So when you're looking to sell and buy, he is your guy. Read nearly 750 5-star reviews by Googling Sloan Realty Group. Give Blake a call today and start packing. That's Sloan Realty Group.
And tune in to Blake's shows Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 11:30 a.m.
Okay. Welcome back, Blake Sloan Real Estate Show. Got the brand new hot buyer alert right now. The same thing we do every week for years and years. One thing we like to do is share how many buyers that we have right now looking to purchase in the area. And my team and I work with a ridiculous amount of home buyers right now. Looking for homes in Myrtle Beach, Grand Strand area, from $200,000 up to $3.5 million. If you're thinking about selling, reach out, call us immediately. 843-808-SOLD. Again, 843-808-SOLD. And also had somebody on my team request. We do have a client that's a group buyers. They're looking to purchase a portfolio of rental properties. If you have anything around the 2 to 4 million range, that's looking to buy as a fund. And so if you have a package there, if anybody has a package looking to liquidate at one time, reach out to me. Real buyers with real cash looking to pay top dollar right now. As well as myself, I also have an investment company that we run with a couple different people on it, and lots and lots of money to help purchase instantly if you want to. We just purchased a house this past week where someone had inherited it. They didn't want to deal with it. We told them, hey, look, we can probably sell it for you, but they just wanted a cash offer as is, be out of it. We came and made the cash offer. They were super happy, closed within 2 weeks, and they're on the way and put maximum money in their pocket as well. So if you want to know more about that, let me know. We also have traditional routes out there as well, which I think is super, super important. But one thing we like to do is just look at our hot buyers alert. Right now, my team and I, our actual buyer count, we like to share every week. If you follow for a while, you kind of see that we have a huge number, right? We spend massive amounts of money driving traffic online. Our business model is a huge advantage for us. We literally outspend the average agent 100 to 1 from a marketing standpoint. I know a lot of you may see our stuff locally here on the billboards, hear us on radio, see us on TV, but we spend tens of thousands of dollars driving traffic online, and we capture buyers from all over the country and even internationally. And that's where most of our leverage comes from. We have a huge team of experts, and all day long, every day, they're on the phones following back up with those buyers from all over. And then what they do is they share them our listings first. Obviously, we share anything else in the MLS that matches them. We also have technology that will match up buyer and seller. And so right now, our actual count of real-time buyers with a username, password account on my website, 66,963 active home buyers. Again, 66,963 active home buyers from all over the globe. I have Anna right now from Woodbridge, New Jersey, Peggy from Washington, D.C. I got Chris from Amherst, New Hampshire. I got Trace from Bolivia, North Carolina. Ariel from Chicago, Illinois. I got Ben from North Myrtle Beach. I got Jay from Raleigh, North Carolina. We got Nanticoke, Pennsylvania, Woodbridge, Virginia, Stafford, New Hampshire. You can see a lot of those Northeast. We have Castle Rock, Colorado. That's Alicia Cantu from Castle Rock, Colorado. And I got Christopher Cameron from Milford, Connecticut, and another Hampton, New Hampshire. So the reality is we share that, and I like to share because, look, we have this thing we live by called proof versus promises. A lot of agents will come in and say, hey, I'm going to do all these things, and they don't even start the starting block until they get the listing, put the sign in the yard, and then they hope to get someone. With us, we've been spending tens of thousands of dollars month after month after month, year after year, driving traffic and having buyers and acquiring these huge lists that we call them of active home buyers. We call them buyers in waiting, to allow them to match up with your property. That's how we're able to get them so fast and for top dollar. And it's actually doing what you hired us to do, is actually sell the property, right? You don't pay us just to put a sign in the yard and hope that someone else brings somebody and then handle half the transaction, right? We're here to put boots on the ground, get buyers in your house, and get them sold. And right now we have 66,963 active buyers. And so the difference there, the problem is, as of right now today, real time in our local MLS for all of Horry County, any house that's a resale house, anything that's not new construction, that's a detached home, there's only 355 active listings right now. Only 355. Myself personally, 66,963 active home buyers. So you can kind of see my problem there. And so if you know anyone that's thinking about selling, have them call us. Call me now, 843-808-SOLD. Go ahead and save me in your phone too as Blake Sloan Sold, whatever you want to do. And anybody you talk to, do me a favor and say, look, anybody mentions selling or thinking about if they smell like they might sell something. So you got to call my buddy Blake, 843-808-SOLD. That's the biggest reason why we do this show. And really what helps the most is we have listeners who listen for a while and refer their friends to us. It means more than anything to have them do so. And we love to come in and knock it out the park and give them great service. And really quick, couple of quick success stories. Big shout out to Daryl. He's been a long time listener from the show. Still listens to the show, probably listening right now. Big congratulations to him. He actually called in ready to make a move. He knew exactly who was going to call. He called us. We came in. He wanted to sell his house in Conway while the market's still super hot, and also before interest rates got too out of control. We came in, met with Daryl, shared him exactly how we can actually get his home sold, but also for maximum top dollar right now, even more than he thought he could. We came in, designed a custom plan, priced it very high, launched our global marketing blitz, professional photos, the virtual reality walkthrough, drove massive traffic just in a few days, had Daryl a full price offer on home, way more than anything else that's sold for anywhere around. Now he's able to move on to the next chapter of his life with maximum equity in his pockets. And also, David reached out to us about getting his home sold fast and for top dollar. He wanted to capitalize the market being hot and use that money to pay off a few things. Thankfully, he was referred to us by an amazing radio listener. We came in and showed him how to get way more money for his home than he thought, designed a custom plan, priced it high, launched our global marketing blitz, professional photos, the virtual reality walkthrough, drove massive traffic, generated multiple offers that made the buyers compete against each other, drove the price up, got him $20,000 more dollars than the highest properties ever sold in his neighborhood ever to date. And it was sold as is, no repairs, closed within 30 days, hassle-free to him. And so that's one of the many success stories. But I was telling somebody yesterday, a good buddy of mine, who's actually a great attorney in town, and we were just talking about the overall impact of the market and how things matter. And there's so many different strategies right now that we've been able to perfect to get maximum dollar for our clients. We test out so many things. We don't even know right now what's the best time on the best day of the week to be able to make sure we list the property and create this buzz and create really a buzz of buyers. And we back it up with a certain process that we do, how we launch it, who we launch it to. Some cases we'll have an open house on a certain day And then you have a couple of days to get buyers in here from out of town. We have so many buyers right now who have been looking. They see a good deal. They have to be able to fly in, look at it, make an offer, and it drives that price up. And so we've got that nailed down. That's how we're able to go in, where you're seeing a lot of agents make mistakes. They only sell 3-4 houses a year. They just list it regularly. They price it okay. They get a full price offer, and they just lock it up same day. If they would have done a different strategy, you can really lock that thing up and drive the price up $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. We're also seeing a lot of agents right now who just don't have an understanding of the pace. They're looking at comps from 3 or 4 months ago. Like I said, the average agent in our marketplace sells roughly 4 homes a year. And so what happens is they price it low, it gets an offer, and they think, man, I did a great job. But they don't understand that that seller could have got 30, 40, 50,000 more dollars if it had the right process, the right price, and they probably could have gotten a lot more for that based on what's happening. We're also seeing big challenges with appraisal. So what we're doing for our clients right now is a lot of times, if it's not cash, which many times it is, we negotiate basically an appraisal difference guarantee where the buyers will pay any difference in appraisal up to X amount. So if it doesn't appraise and we're able to get the price that high, they pay that difference out of their pocket. I'm seeing a lot of agents not understand that or even know how to do that. And it's costing themselves lots of money because even though they can maybe get a high price, they're not able to actually get that thing to actually close. And so that's something super important right now. There's just so many nuances. I could do 6 shows in a row just talking about all the mistakes I see right now and how people are costing themselves tens and tens of thousands of dollars in terms of marketing, how the photos are done. There's an actual psychological way that I've tested over the years of doing this almost 18 years now. I test and measure everything. There's a psychological way that we found to order the photos so that you can get the maximum amount of traffic both online and also get that traffic through your house in terms of eyes. And a lot of people don't realize that your first showing happens online. And so you got to make sure that things are done correctly. Every detail matters. Like Sean Hannity said earlier, details matter in terms of how we operate. And you want to make sure that you understand the psychology of buyers and how they search. They search by elimination, meaning that, pictures 2, 3, and 4 have to sell them by looking at the rest of the photos on your house. So if you have 6 photos of the outside of the house all first, they're going to skip on to the next listing, right? They want to see the biggest, the best rooms. They want to see what's the big selling points and sell them on looking at the rest of the photos. And at that point, I'll have one goal and one goal only. That goal is to have them click the button to request a showing so they can get into your house and come in and take a look at it. So if you want to know more about that, reach out, call me. 843-808-SOLD. We have systems right now that can get you a lot more money. Don't risk your hard-earned equity. I think I got about 1 minute left. Also, my team and I, again, we're looking to buy any properties as well out there. I have an investment fund that we run that's looking to buy stuff. But really quick, a lot of quick, easy things we teach our people to do right now to help. One of the best, easiest ways, paint, right? Paint's the cheapest way you can get some stuff done, get things freshened up, smelling good, looking good. Exterior, one thing you want to do, clean up, pressure wash the exterior. You want to make sure you get new house numbers, refresh those house numbers on there, help that out so they can find your property, they can look at it. And a lot of things you want to do in sprucing up your kitchen, some of the curb appeal stuff. We even have a lot of things we can help with pressure washes you can use. We have a lot of great vendors who can do easy handyman stuff and help kind of knock out some of those issues up front to make sure you're going to get most amount of money for your home. Also, we help you brighten up the lights, clean up some bathrooms, do some certain things. We're able to help say, hey, look, let's do these small things here. We call it gingerbreading it up. That can really bring you a lot of money on the back end. And here's the deal. It's not huge projects. It's things that are super easy, can be done in one day, can be done very, very cheap. And so if you want to know more about that, how it works, reach out, call us. We can guide you the right way. 843-808-SOLD. You can also go to BlakeSloan.com. Again, anytime. That's BlakeSloan.com. We'll see you next week.
Myrtle Beach is here in the box. Lead singer Rascal Flatts. When I'm Moving On won the award for ACM Song of the Year, it struck a chord with folks who understand